Just wanted to take a moment to thank all viewers and subscribers of this channel for your patience and diligence over the last 3 years. Maybe some of you have just recently arrived, and I'd like to say welcome to you. For those longer term viewers, thanks for hanging in there. I'm hoping the channel will get better. Obviously, I'm always trying to make things better and more interesting. They don't always work out, but you do what you can. Anyhow, I've appreciated your viewership over the last couple of years especially, and hopefully you'll hang in there for some future viewing. If nothing else, hopefully I can provide some relaxation in your busy days, because I remember what it was like to have very busy full work days and trying to balance other life activities along with your works. So everyone out there, all for the best of New Year's in 2023, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. It's Friday, December 23rd at about 2:08 p.m. in the afternoon, and Winter Storm Elliott has arrived with a vengeance. This morning it was just raining and actually very little wind at all, but that changed around 11:30 a.m. today, and the winds started, and now they're really howling out here. I'm just going to take a quick walk around and try to film some of it. It's -3.5 degrees right now. It was up to 3 degrees this morning, so it's dropping fast. We're supposed to be getting winds anywhere from 50 to 80 plus kilometers an hour right now, and certainly I would agree with that. A lot of the wind is probably 60 to 70, and certainly gusts up to 80, I would say. There are lulls in between, but the gusts are pretty strong. Well, it's getting colder. I can feel that on my hands. Hands are getting very cold. Been out for about 3/4 of an hour. Probably a -15 wind chill by now, I imagine. Certainly feels like it. It's probably -5 degrees really, centigrade. It's December 24th at about 8 a.m. in the morning, and we had a real wild night last night with the winds. They were just howling out here. You could really hear the wind hammering on the windows through the night. Easily 80 or 90 kilometers an hour, I would say. It's still quite gusty this morning, but it has diminished a bit. But they're still saying up to 80 kilometers an hour today, at least for this morning. And you can see we've got a lot of drifting occurring. There's areas with little snow, the open flat areas where the snow just blew off. And then there's areas where it's collected, like along here in front of the house. See here in front of the garage, I've got about a 3-foot drift to dig out of here. Whereas the immediate driveway here doesn't look too bad, but as it goes further up along the slope, it is drifted in a bit. At least it was last night. I haven't actually looked at it this morning. Snowing heavily right now, as you can see. These are snow squalls coming off the northeast end of Lake Ontario. You can see here, still strong winds blowing. Working my way through this pile here. Just checking out the driveway to see if it's blowing in very badly. Try and make some tracks here. Yeah, it's blowing in here fairly good by the looks of it. Starting to get deep on the sides. Make a couple tracks through here. Oh, here's some big drifts here. Whoa, these are about a foot deep here. I've got an all-wheel drive car though, so I can get through it. Snow squalls are still continuing quite heavy. Just checked the radar and we're still in a main band coming off the east end of Lake Ontario. Winds remain quite high, but I think the peak winds were last night through the night. I heard some really strong winds. I'm gonna go up and walk through the woods now. I have to think that quite a few trees must have been knocked over with that wind last night, but we'll see. The deciduous trees aren't at such a risk at this time of the year because they've lost all their leaves. It's the coniferous trees that still have all their needles. They still can catch a lot of wind, so they're the ones that are more prone to breaking at this time of year. Yeah, this is your classic snow squall snow now. Quite large flakes, very dense, limiting visibility to 100 meters or just slightly more maybe. Yesterday's snow was a very fine, powdery type snow. You could still see quite well, even though there was a lot of it falling, but when you get squalls like this is when your visibility really goes down. I hear a big gust coming from the west. Here it comes. Well, I'm coming through the north end of our woods right now, and so far I haven't seen any obvious damage other than a few twigs on the ground. That's kind of strange with the winds we had last night. I thought I'd be seeing at least a few tree trunks down. Here I am at 25,000 feet on Mount Everest. I don't think I'm going to make it. It's just too cold and snowy and windy, and I've lost track of where I'm going. And I've lost all my companions. I can't figure out where I am at all. It's a nightmare up here. Folks, it's a nightmare. Why did I ever do this? Why did I ever do this trip to Mount Everest? Well, the trail through our sand pit has filled in basically. So once the wind dies down in a day or two, I'll probably have to come out and blow it out again with the tractor. It's close to a foot deep again. And we had lost 4 or 5 inches in the rain the other night. But I think that's all come back. A fair amount of it this morning with these snow squalls. They're still going.